Throughout history, certain stories have echoed as warnings and prophecies, shaping the way generations interpret the world around them. These tales, passed down through centuries, often serve as mirrors reflecting our deepest fears and hopes for the future. One of the most mysterious and debated of these stories is found in the Book of Revelation, the final book of the Christian Bible. Its cryptic language and vivid imagery have inspired countless interpretations, fueling both fascination and apprehension. Within its pages, we encounter the beast, a symbol of ultimate power and control, representing forces that seek to dominate not just nations, but the very souls of individuals. This isn't a tale of monsters lurking in the shadows, but of a global system demanding total allegiance, shaping how we live, buy, and believe. It's a warning about the seductive nature of power and the subtle ways it can infiltrate every aspect of daily life. John, the author, describes a beast rising from the sea, empowered by a dragon, symbols of authority and evil that have echoed through art and literature for centuries. The imagery is dramatic, but its meaning is deeply symbolic, pointing to the rise of systems that challenge our freedom and integrity. The world marvels and follows, seduced by the promise of order and unity, often unaware of the cost. The allure of belonging and security can be powerful, drawing people into systems that may ultimately demand more than they realize. Written 2,000 years ago, this vision of global governance feels eerily relevant in our hyper-connected world, where technology links us across continents and information flows instantly. Today, global networks of finance, communication, and government bind us closer than ever. Decisions made in one corner of the world ripple across the globe, affecting lives in ways unimaginable to previous generations. The idea of a single overarching system is no longer fantasy, it's a looming possibility, as technology and policy increasingly shape a unified global landscape. The prophecy challenges us: are we building systems that free us, or ones that quietly demand our allegiance? Are we aware of the trade-offs we make for convenience, safety, or progress? At its core, this is a spiritual drama about the human heart and its loyalties. It asks us to reflect on what we value most and where we place our trust when faced with uncertainty. The beast system represents a world where we surrender conscience and identity to external power, trading individuality for acceptance and comfort. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of conformity and the loss of personal conviction. It asks, what do we truly worship? Leaders, technology, or our own inner truth? In a world full of distractions and demands, the answer shapes not just our actions, but our very sense of self. Understanding the beast system is a journey into the heart of what it means to be human in a complex world. It's an invitation to question, to seek wisdom, and to remain vigilant about the forces that shape our lives. The question remains, will we recognize the signs before it's too late, or will we be swept along by the current of history, unaware of the choices we make each day? The vision begins with a beast emerging from the sea, a symbol of humanity's chaos. This beast isn't an animal, but a political system or leader rising from collective will. It mesmerizes the world, offering solutions to crises in exchange for total allegiance. Its power is so great that resistance seems impossible. Historically, empires and dictators have fit this pattern, demanding loyalty at the cost of freedom. Today, it could be a globalist system, banks, corporations, and organizations shaping our lives beyond any single nation's control. The promise, order, and unity. The price, our sovereignty. The first beast is the seductive offer of a perfect world, if only we surrender our freedom. As the world is swept up in the spectacle of the first beast, captivated by its power and promises, a new figure quietly emerges on the stage of history. This second beast appears harmless, gentle as a lamb, its demeanor soft and inviting, but beneath the surface, its words carry the venom of a dragon, weaving a subtle web of influence. The master of disguise, known as the false prophet, does not rule with an iron fist. Instead, it persuades, seduces, and manipulates, using charm and rhetoric to win hearts and minds. Through dazzling wonders and the spectacle of modern technology, it amplifies its message. Media, screens, and digital platforms become its tools, convincing humanity that the first beast system is not only necessary, but righteous and just. The second beast crafts a global ideology, a narrative so compelling that people from every nation and background are drawn in, believing they are part of something greater than themselves. But this unity comes at a cost. Dissent is not tolerated. Those who question or resist are not always met with violence, but with isolation, exclusion, and the threat of being erased from society, canceled for daring to think differently. In our world, this could look like a seamless fusion of media, technology, and ideology, all working together to promote a single, unquestionable narrative, one that shapes what we see, hear, and ultimately, what we believe. The second beast is the voice that whispers that surrendering our freedoms is the price for peace and unity, that true belonging can only be found in absolute conformity. It enforces this new order not just through laws, but through influence, using surveillance, social pressure, and technology to ensure that everyone falls in line, their thoughts and actions monitored and molded. The real danger lies not only in what we are forced to do but in what we are convinced to believe, how our minds are shaped, our values rewritten, and our sense of truth quietly redefined. The second beast is the seductive voice of conformity, urging us to trade our individuality for the comfort of the crowd, and our freedom for the illusion of unity. The mark of the beast, perhaps the most chilling and debated symbol in the Book of Revelation. For centuries, it has captured imaginations and sparked fear, representing a line that, once crossed, cannot be uncrossed. It's a warning, a prophecy, and a challenge to every generation. The prophecy says no one can buy or sell without the mark, a sign of allegiance to the system, a requirement for participation in daily life. It's not just about commerce, but about belonging, about being counted as part of the world's machinery. In our digital world, this mark could take many forms: a biometric ID, a microchip under the skin, or a digital identity stored in the cloud. Technology is evolving rapidly, and with it, the ways we prove who we are and what we're allowed to do. But the mark isn't just about technology, it's about a deeper choice. It's about choosing to belong to the system, not just in action, but in thought and intention. It's a decision that shapes our identity and our values. Today's digital currencies, universal IDs, and social credit scores promise us convenience, speed, and security. But they also create the infrastructure for unprecedented control, where every transaction, every movement, and every choice can be tracked, approved, or denied. If your access to life's essentials, food, shelter, work, depends on a system that can be switched off with a keystroke, you're no longer truly free. The power to grant or deny access becomes absolute. The mark is more than a physical or digital token. It's a spiritual transaction disguised as necessity, a moment when we're asked to trade our inner sovereignty, our conscience, for the promise of survival and acceptance. It's the moment we say, "I'll do what's required just to get by." It's the slow erosion of principle, the quiet surrender of what makes us truly human. The real danger isn't the technology itself but the surrender of conscience, the willingness to compromise our deepest beliefs for comfort or safety. The mark is the ultimate compromise, a choice that echoes through eternity, asking us what we value most: our freedom, our faith, or our place in the world. The beast system thrives not on force but on compliance. It grows where people are conditioned to obey, not to think. Critical thinking is the greatest defense against tyranny. Rote obedience is its fuel. When society fears dissent and silences questions, the beast rises. The false prophet excels at creating a culture where conformity is virtue and individuality is suspect. The real battle is within. Do we follow the crowd or listen to our own conscience? The choice is between blind obedience and sovereign thought. The ancient prophecy speaks to our modern anxieties. Today we're building technologies, AI, surveillance, global governance, that could make the beast system real. Imagine a global AI monitoring everything, dictating policy, and enforcing conformity. Our devices track us, our data is collected, and surveillance is everywhere. In the name of security, we're creating the infrastructure for total control. Global crises push us towards centralized solutions and stronger international institutions. The combination of AI, surveillance, and global governance is the perfect framework for the beast system. These tools aren't evil, but in the wrong hands, they become instruments of profound tyranny. The promise of a technological utopia could easily become a digital cage. Revelation warns, beware the cost of convenience and control. The beast system rises to fill a spiritual void. When people lose deeper meaning, they become desperate for a savior, something to believe in, someone to follow. The beast offers purpose, belonging, and security, but only as a substitute for genuine fulfillment. Modern society is more connected, yet more isolated and anxious than ever. The system offers a cause, a community, and a sense of being part of something bigger. But it's a counterfeit, directing our need for worship outward, not inward. The beast system is a spiritual trap, preying on our deepest longings. It keeps us distracted and dependent, offering imitation instead of the real thing. Revelation is a conflict between two kingdoms, the outer world of the beast and the inner world of the soul. The beast's kingdom is built on control, fear, and external identity. The inner kingdom is built on connection, conscience, and love. Accepting the mark is choosing the outer system over your own soul, handing over your thoughts and actions to external authority. Refusing the mark is a radical act of faith in your inner truth, even at great cost. The prophecy warns, those who refuse will be cast out, but their integrity remains intact. The real test is, do you trust the system for survival, or your own inner source? The choice is between temporary security and eternal freedom. The beast system reduces us to cogs. The inner kingdom calls us to sovereignty. The battle is for your allegiance, outer control or inner truth. Despite the darkness, Revelation's message is hope. The beast system's pressure forces humanity to choose, look outward for salvation, or awaken inner power. The story ends not with defeat, but with a vision of a new Jerusalem, a new consciousness where the divine is found within. True freedom isn't won by fighting the system, but by making it irrelevant through inner awakening. When enough people reclaim their inner authority, the system loses its grip. The beast is not a prophecy of doom, but a call to awaken. The greatest power is not in systems or leaders, but within the human heart. The choice is ours. Seek a savior in the world, or discover the savior within.